Continuing on food and, of course, what makes you healthy. If you put the words nutrition and trends together, you instantly think of bogus health fads. But the golden question is, what do nutrition trends actually look like nowadays? So registered ADSA dietitian Maryke Gallagher joins us right now to shed some light on this topic. Now, Maryke, this is just something that I feel so passionate about because every day it seems like there's a new trend, do's and don'ts that one needs to follow. But one thing that's right at the top of your list is plants. You call plants rock stars. Why is that?
So we've seen that celebrity culture in the US started this year with the first ever plant-based dinner served at the Golden Globes, which is no surprise because eating plant-based foods have become really trendy. And that's really great for us as dietitians because we know that plants are great for our health, but it's also great for the health of our planet.
Yeah.
And we know that age-old saying, eat your fruit and vegetables, that'll never go out of fashion, and it's so important because plants are real rock stars. They're filled with fiber, they're rich in water, they contain vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals, which basically helps to protect our bodies and really decreases the risk for disease.
Wow.
So they are the real rock stars. The other rock star we need to talk about, and I'm really excited about them becoming more popular, are pulses.
What are pulses?
Pulses are the edible seed from leguminous plants. That would be foods like chickpeas, lentils, butter beans. And with the plant-based movement, it's become really popular to eat them. They are a very good and affordable source of protein.
Nice.
They contain carbohydrate, also fiber, and very important micronutrients like iron and zinc.
Beautiful. And a lot of people are afraid of exactly that, that if I do go completely plant-based or whatever design or personalized diet I'm following might lack certain elements that I do need, like protein, for example. And that's another trend that we found, these personalized diets. Are they good? Are they bad? And how do you tailor-make something for you?
Well, I think what's great about the trend is that it's identifying that we're all unique. There's no one-size-fits-all because we have a different genetic profile, a different family history, our cultures are different, our lifestyles are different, and we need to take all of those things into consideration when we formulate the best diet. So we do know that there's fundamentals of a healthy diet that is true for all of us, but within that, we can personalize, which is great.
What are those fundamentals that you speak of? What are the core things that we need to make sure we're not skipping out on?
Well, we've just spoken about those fruit and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables. I was trying to run away from the fruit and vegetable conversation because I know as a kid growing up, I would always try, slid that to the side of the plate and just focus on the meat and focus on the potatoes. But that's not necessarily good for us all the time. So we do need to put emphasis on those fruits and veggies.
Exactly.
Okay.
And to come back to your question about personalization, I think the risky side of that is if we self-diagnose. Especially amateur self-diagnosis, if you read something off the internet or you start using a self-help app, but you haven't really sought the advice of a professional because you can be following a diet that's really restrictive or really not good for you based on your unique needs. So the take-home message is, if you want to personalize your diet, rather see an expert that can help you to personalize it based on your specific needs.
That's beautiful. I know my cousins and certain family members that can afford to do so. They go and get their blood test, results, and then through that they work with someone probably like yourself who tailor-makes something based on their blood type. And how accurate are those?
Well, it depends what tests you are doing. There are some of them are really accurate, others are not. I think if you visit a professional, they will guide you to see what you really need to do. Sometimes it's really as simple as just doing a thorough questionnaire to find out what your needs are. And as I said before, taking into consideration your medical history, your family history, your lifestyle, and your habits, your likes and dislikes. You need to follow a diet also that's enjoyable and that fits into your culture and your lifestyle.
It mustn't feel like a punishment, as if you're punishing yourself with every meal. Enjoy your food and have a good time, but keeping it healthy always. And another trend that I'm slowly picking up is a lot of alcohol brands and people who work in that industry are now focusing on non-alcoholic versions, which are essentially better. Is this a trend that we can see being carried out in 2020 in South Africa?
Most definitely. And you can see how popular it's become if you just look at social media. And there's initiatives like Sober October and Dry January. And we find that the youth is also really driving this. There's an interesting study that was done on Scandinavian youth to inquire why they are choosing to drink less alcohol. And the results from the study showed that the youth are becoming more health aware, so they're aware of the importance of being healthy and that excessive alcohol intake can be detrimental to health. But they're also becoming more mature. And they feel that there's less pressure on them to actually use alcohol, which is really great.
That is so positive. I'm all about that positive message, because at the end of the day, you do what's good for you. And of course, choosing a healthy lifestyle is absolutely beneficial for all of us. Finally, body positivity. Speaking about being positive, I mean, I know what we put in our bodies can be immediately seen on our skin, on, of course, our weight as well as in our hair. So where does body positivity fall in this conversation?
So body positivity really links into, and if we talk about from a nutrition point of view, links into mindful eating and being more intuitive, and not only looking at what you eat to get to that ideal body shape, but also thinking about why you eat and how you eat, and realizing that food is there to nourish your body. And it's not only about how you look, but how healthy you are on the inside. And we're seeing much more of that also in the youth, that youth are also recognizing how important it is. And that's quite important, because a healthy body image really helps us to be happier. Studies have shown that if you have a negative body image and perception of yourself, it affects your feelings, it affects, you have less confidence, it can lead to eating disorders, it can lead to depression. So the body positivity movement is really helpful to help us to be more positive about our bodies, but also helps us to nourish our bodies. And I think that message to our kids to really see food as something that's nourishing and that should be enjoyed is really important.
Having a good relationship with food, I think, can take you a very, very long way. Exactly. Thank you so much for coming through to Afternoon Express. Of course, making sure that what we put in our bodies is helping us grow and be better people. Now join us after the break as Tulega Duze takes us through an upbeat fitness demo. See you after the break. Do not move a muscle.